Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? It's your homeboy, whatever, man. Just coming through. Everybody knows that I was riding with AB on this fight, and it didn't turn out so well for him. Um, the opportunities were there, man. The Pacquiao that I thought would show up showed up. You know, Pacquiao, we know Pacquiao is going to let his hands go. He's going to come in, he's going to hit you, he's going to throw those flurries of punches and land a few punches. Um, Broner did a good job of slipping a lot of those punches, but when he comes in and he throws, five, six, seven, eight punches at you, a punch or two is going to land. I mean, that's inevitable. Um, um, you know, you made me lose my train of thought. But despite that, the opportunity to counter Manny Pacquiao was there all night, right? And Adrien Broner landed counter punches, right? Um, he caught Manny Pacquiao on his way out multiple times. And he landed some good ones. But what I would have liked to have seen Adrien Broner do was create some offense. I mean, of course, we all say AB never lets his hands go, and this is a prime example of what happens when you don't let your hands go, right? But on top of that, you're fighting a 40-year-old fighter. Where's the body punches? That's probably the most disappointing part of the performance to me, was the lack of body work from Adrien Broner. That's really, you're going to go deep into the fight with somebody like Manny Pacquiao. Um, you got to invest in the body. It pays dividends later in the fight. Somebody that moves like he does, comes in at those angles. You know, you got to do what you got to do what you can to slow him down. So I thought that was really important, and it was something that obviously was missed. And salute to Manny Pacquiao, man. He came in, he did what he had to do. He was smart about it. There sometimes Manny Pacquiao comes in like he's invincible. But he was wary of Broner's counter punches. He knew Broner had the ability to land counter shots. And it's something that they talked about, in their game plan and planning, um, leading into the fight. So I had picked AB to um, win by knockout in 10 rounds. Obviously, that didn't happen. What was interesting to me was, or not interesting, mentally, this is something that I guess I could say I don't understand, right? Um, it was the 11th round, so 11th going into the 12th, right? So in the 11th, as we're watching the 11th round, um, Broner really wasn't doing nothing to necessarily control that round. I mean, he came out and he tried to show a little bit more offense. Um, and a lot of those punches, of course, didn't land. He didn't make a big connection. There was nothing, different that he really did to increase his work rate, or just to have some efficient offense there. So what was really interesting to me was going into the 12th round, right? It's just a mental perspective. Is Adrien Broner truly believed that he won the 11th round? And I could tell, not only was he serious, but it had me thinking, um, where was his mental at, the rest of the fight? Um, because if he thought he won that round, I mean, you see how he was at the end of the fight, and AB has his antics and everything, but that man really may truly believe that he won that fight. I mean, again, counter punches, but you're not going to beat Manny Pacquiao strictly off of countering. When Marquez fought Pacquiao and knocked him out that last time, yeah, the knockout came off of a counter punch, but Marquez did other work to set up that counter punch and to be effective throughout the entire fight. So um, that's what we didn't get from AB. But he really truly believed that he won that 11th round. And I thought, just in my mind, I was like, man, that's crazy, man. Like, is that the reason why he didn't do anything to establish a jab earlier in the fight? Because in his mind, so when we think about AB and how people always say, or we always see that he doesn't let his hands go, but we do see how effective he can be when he does let his hands go. Is it really mentally in his mind? Has he's convinced himself that the little bit of work that he does, and yes, usually he's more efficient. He lands at a higher percentage despite his lower output. Um, but really, in his mind, he truly believes that he doesn't have to throw more punches to win a fight, and that's crazy to me. Um, but it is what it is. Y'all know I've been riding with AB since the day that this fight was announced. And despite the outcome, the opportunity was there for Adrien Broner should he have chose to seize it. Um, you know, so it is what it is. I can take it on the chin. Y'all, I got a solid chin. Come test it if you want to. Um, but yeah, so I'm not, I'm a boxing fan, man. So it won't be the first time I've been wrong about a fight. Um, that's just real. It won't be the last time that I'm wrong about a fight. And that's one of the beautiful things about the sport of boxing. I'm also glad that, um, there's a lot riding on the fight from a long term perspective for both fighters, or not necessarily a long term perspective for somebody like a Manny Pacquiao, but there's a lot riding on the fight because should Pacquiao or have lost, that obviously would have eliminated the possibility of a Floyd Mayweather rematch should Mayweather choose to fight him again. Um, but for Adrien Broner, the fight obviously was big because he had the opportunity to set up the second half of his career. And his antics and his actions, hey, I don't know where AB goes from here. If there was ever a fight that he was truly going to put on an offensive show and let his hands go, this should have been that fight. And he didn't do it. So I don't know what else could be on, at stake for somebody like somebody like Adrien Broner to be motivated to throw his hands. It's just it's crazy to me. So I mean, from here on out, what do we see from AB? You've got somebody with A-level talent, a C-level mindset. When it comes to boxing, um, is he going to be anything more than a tune-up fighter from here on out? Will we ever see him on a major network again? With the result, we very well could see AB fighting on bounce for the rest of his career. Assuming that he continues his career. If you ain't going to let your hands go on the biggest stage that you've ever been in, what else could motivate the man to let his hands go? You know? But we'll see what happens with Manny Pacquiao. We'll see if Floyd comes out and fights him. Um, in my opinion, regardless of what we've seen, from Floyd Mayweather, regardless of whether he stayed active, I wouldn't anticipate that if Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, they would be any different from the first fight. Maybe, Manny will find a way to be a little bit more competitive, but should Floyd Mayweather's defense and reflexes still be similar to where they were in the last time they fought, it's not going to be any different. But we'll see. All remains to be seen. So, salute. Appreciate y'all checking out my video. I know I took a right cross across the chin tonight with my selection, but it's all good. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter at whateverman, WHATEVA _ man. And I'm out, man.